What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan of One here, and today we are back. Yes, we are back from TFCon LA, and in the next review, yeah, we literally filmed that before we filmed this one because we weren't sure what to do with this one yet. But this one is going to be kind of cool because today we're going to be taking a look at something that I did not know I wanted until I found it for like 50 to 60 to 70% off. So yeah, so here we go. We're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 Buzzworthy Bumblebee Ironhide and Prowl 2-pack. Now, why is this 2-pack really great? Well, let me explain. Well, this 2-pack is kind of great because number one, it's Prowl and Ironhide from the from the 1986 movie. And why is this great? Because we get battle damaged bots. Now, I didn't know I wanted this until I found it at Ross. I found it at my local Ross, and the reason why I picked it up was because A, it was $15, and B, excuse me, not C, and B, it's one of those weird 2-packs that you just don't see very often. And I mean, if they had a different 2-pack, like honestly, if they had like a Hound and Soundwave 2-pack, I would really appreciate that much more than I would appreciate this. But this is nicely inspired from the 1986 movie where they basically just get themselves murked by Megatron and co. So yeah. So anywho, this is it for the packaging. And we're only going to be taking a look at Ironhide today, but we will bring in Prowl for the scale comparisons and everything. But the reason why we're not going to be taking a massive look at Prowl is because, well, we've already taken a look at Prowl. And why are we not going to take a look at Prowl? Well, because this is the Earthrise mold, and this is basically the same exact thing. So before we even take a look at Ironhide, we're going to just take a look at the Prowl here and take a look at the battle damage on his chest here. Just wow, just the face sculpt alone is just entertaining. And I don't know who did this on my copy of the toy, but on my copy of the toy, it's like scuffed up a whole heck of a lot here. I don't know if it comes off on camera, but it is scuffed up right here. I don't know if it's supposed to be coming scuffed up, but it came scuffed up to hell. So, anywho, yeah, that's basically it for Prowl. So now that we've really taken a look at Prowl, I mean, aside from the fact that he's just slightly painted and a little bit better animation looking, I guess, there's not really much else to this mold, aside from his weak knees. So, anyways, we're going to just remove Prowl off to the side here. And now we're going to take a look at Ironhide, and Ironhide is, well, he's a new one. This is a different mold. This is a different mold for sure. Different mold for sure. A mold that I was definitely not expecting them to do. At least not for a good little minute. At least not until they did Devastator. So basically, I wasn't expecting this guy until for the next 2 years. I wasn't expecting him for 2 years. I was expecting a Studio Series 86 Hound. I was expecting that, but I wasn't expecting this. So, anywho, in terms of this guy, I mean, he is the Volkswagen bus that he was in the show. I mean, and I do like this version of the mold a whole heck of a lot better. I mean, the cracked windshield is obviously, you can't do anything about that. That's going to be par for the course. But, I mean, this mold is definitely a nice mold. I like it, but I also don't like it. I like it because it definitely feels good. It's solid. The panel lines don't, junk the whole thing up. The guns actually store properly, and they actually give it a little bit more entertainment value, so that they look like smoke, or not smoke pipes, but tailpipes coming out the end. So I do like that. So, so now that we've done that, we're gonna get into some scale comparisons for this guy. So here he is with that guy, and obviously we're going to throw in Prowl for the mix as well, just because, reasons. So here he is next to somebody else who died in the movie. Here he is next to Earthrise Wheeljack. Please ignore the heater in my house. It is cold and snowing. Here they are next to Siege Megatron. Here they are next to Earthrise Starscream, which is basically the Studio Series 86 mold. And finally, here they are next to the most famous guy who dies in the movie. Here he is next. Here they are next to their leader, Optimus Prime. Earthrise Optimus Prime, specifically. Alright, so because we took a look at this guy a while back, we're going to be taking a look at this guy. And when I said this guy was a version of the Earthrise mold, I technically mean it was a version of the Earthrise / Siege mold. It was both of them, so just remember that. I do get some stuff mixed up every so often. So now that we've taken a look at the packaging and we've taken a look at his partner in crime, we can now get a hold of Ironhide. Oh, but before we do, I forgot to mention two things. We are going to take a look because they do come with effects parts. And I can't tell if these are yellowed or not. Someone please tell me down in the comments below if these are yellowed. I do not know. They came out of the packaging like this. But I'm very pleased that I get new effects parts. So, hooray. And they do just, they are made out of soft little rubber pieces. So, you can just, just bend them all. And, can just, squeeze them all in and, do all that stuff. But, anywho, they do just have ports and pieces here. So, I mean, the only way you can really do it is to have the large piece or the wide piece at the end, the middle piece there, and the small piece there. And then it looks like, hooray, something's exploding. So, now, I mean, if you want to, let's see if we can get some badass 80s. Hold on, I think we can do it. Can we do it? We can do it. Yeah, we can totally do it. It's the Great Space Coaster. Woohoo! All right. Or it's the Magic School Bus, one of the two. But anyways, basically, you can do that and many things with these, and it works. So, but we will show off what they're supposed to do when we get this guy into robot mode. So to get him into robot mode specifically, I'm going to detach the guns, and they just friction in on a tab right here. And take a look at these guns real quickly. They're just basically cast in black plastic and painted silver, and they're both identical, so it doesn't really matter which one you use. So, anywho, we're going to remove them off to the side of Prowl, and we're going to get into the transformation of this guy. So, to start off with said transformation, it's really weird. I don't exactly know where to begin, but I guess the best way to start is just open this up, I guess, and just find a way to just start. So open up the grill there and pop up the back of the van here, and then bring this section all the way down like so, and that's going to split this whole section here. And then you're going to bring this all the way down like that, take this panel here, fold it in, and then take this panel once again down here and close that back up. Do the same thing on the other side. Close this up, fold that panel in, fold that panel down, take this panel, close it down, do the same thing on the other side, and there you have the feet all done. And now I guess we need to work on the top section of the figure. Going to come to these top sections here, and provided everything split properly, there we go. If you can split it properly, and this whole thing, untabs properly, and it all does everything you need it to, this shouldn't be an issue. But you're supposed to untab this from these first, but it's almost impossible to do. So I just like to split them, and it just pops everything out all on its own. So anyways, to continue on, we're going to take this, we're going to bring it all the way out to the side, like so. For now, I'm going to bring this all the way down, and then we're going to clean this all the way back, and there you have a leg all done. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to take this panel, I'm going to fold it down, I'm going to bring this all the way down, and there you have the legs and waist all done. Now you're going to take the waist section, bring it all the way down, and you're going to just rotate at the top here. Once you bring the bumper section back down, rotate that all the way around, and then you're going to take The arms here, you're going to take them, you're going to split them, bring them all the way out to the side, like so. Make sure the wheels stay put on. You're going to make sure this piece comes all the way back up like so. And then we're coming down to the home stretch. I'm going to take this waist section, push it all the way down. Excuse me. And you're going to take the head that's inside the chest. You're going to flip it up. And you're going to take these little tiny window panels and just fold them in. Do the same thing on the other side. Collapse this piece in to the center of the chest like that. And then it will just close up like that. And then fold down the hands from the arms. And then let's grab his guns. So that way he's got his guns. Give him his guns here. Gun 1 and gun 2. And there you have Studio Series Ironhide, or Blown Apart Ironhide, in his robot mode. Hooray! I totally dig this figure. I totally dig this figure. I like the transformation. It's smooth. It doesn't feel like garbage. It doesn't hurt my fingers to touch. It actually feels complicit. It actually feels complete. It actually, it actually forms well. It feels okay in the hand. The feet I thought were going to bother me when I first saw the reviews of this, but actually, now that it's in my hand, I don't hate it. I actually think this is really, really well done. I think this is perfectly well done, if you ask me. So, yeah, now let's bring in Prowl here. Excuse me, guys. I apologize for my cold. It is cold outside, and allergies and things are a-floating around. So now that we've got them both sitting here, we can basically show off what these effects parts are supposed to do. Obviously, what you can do is you can take them apart and you can totally just, attach them to all of the guns, and you can totally just have all of that going on. But that's not why we totally have this going on here. The reason why we have this going on here, and you might notice there's a damaged little circular port here, and there is a little peg right here on Prowl. And obviously, if you guys have seen certain videos of certain people, of certain famous YouTubers, you guys will know that you're supposed to take these and you're supposed to shove them into the chest, and you're supposed to take this piece, at least to my knowledge, and that one goes here, and that will then replicate that scene where he gets shot by, hold on here, do the same thing here with him, and that basically then makes it look like they got shot by Megatron and co. And I love this. I love this. I think it's nice. I think it's brand new. I think it's something that we haven't seen before. I think it's genuinely different. I think it's something that is something that we're never going to see again, and it's probably going to be a one-off thing. We may get damaged versions of figures, like we might get a damaged version of Megatron, we might get a damaged version of Optimus Prime, but you barely get to see that, because it always comes out in Masterpiece. You barely get to see it come out in retail. So, when you see something like this, you got to hold on to it. So, now that we've got them in robot mode, or the new guy in robot mode, we're going to remove the Blast Effects parts here, and we're going to set those back off to the side, and we're going to get them into some scale comparisons. Y'all know we love our scale comparisons here. So, I'm going to just bring this back out. Hoo-hoo. Almost lost the camera there. Almost lost the camera. Hoo-hoo. That could have been bad, guys. That could have been bad. Almost lost the camera there. But basically, now we're going to get into some scale comparisons. So here they are next to Earthrise Wheeljack with one of Astro Train's guns. And here they are next to Siege Megatron. And which, by the way, Frank Welker and Peter Cohen were at TFCon LA. So if you guys missed your chance to go meet them, there's more opportunities to go. There is another TFCon coming up in Baltimore in November. So you guys do be aware of that. And here they are next to Starscream. And finally, here they are next to the guy who is most infamous for dying, Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. Now, where do I rank this whole thing? Well, if I'm gonna rank each individual figure, I have to exclude Prowl because I already ranked him in my previous video with the Siege mold, because this is the exact same mold as the Siege mold with a couple of slight tweaks. I mean, there's maybe 1 or 2 different tweaks to the mold, but that's it. The rest of it's exactly the same. So, I can't really be unbiased on this one. So my review for that review and that rating, that one still stands for this character. As this character, because he's brand new, the mold itself, if I was to rank the Studio Series 86 specifically, I would have to probably rank the Studio Series 86 on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm probably going to rank it a 7.5. I'm going to rank it a 7.5 because, number one, Ironhide was such a good character. Everybody knows who Ironhide is. But Prime! Everyone knows that. Everybody knows that for sure about this character. So, when you have him die, that's a pretty big deal. And then to have his death be reincarnated in a toy, that's insanely cool. But at the same time, wasn't something we needed. So, I'm not going to say no to this, but I'm also not going to say I'm not going to say it was a roaring success, but I'm not going to say it was a massive failure. So, the regular Studio Series 86 gets a 7.5. This version gets a solid 7.8. It gets a whole 0.3 points higher than the original Studio Series 86, because damaged chest, screaming face, ports for blast effects. The only thing that's missing is a little smoke effect coming out of Prowl's mouth. That's it. That's the only thing missing. So now like I said, 7.8. But if I'm gonna rank this whole set, I'm gonna have to rank this whole set as probably I'm gonna rank it a 7. I'm gonna rank it a 7 in total, because the reason why I'm giving it a 7 is because we're getting a figure we've already gotten before to basically promote another figure like this one, or to promote a new figure, excuse me, and then you have to basically change up both of the figures in order to make it appeal to what you're trying to sell it to. So they could have totally sold these two as a regular 2-pack in Studio Series 86 packaging at like a Walmart or Target, and made it made it a Walmart exclusive, or made it a Target, and they did make this a Target exclusive, but and do that. But they didn't. They decided to give us an animation accurate because we already had these two separate, and instead they decided to do this, which I don't hate. I think it's nice. I think it's wonderful. I just think you could have picked 2 better characters. I'm gonna be honest there on that one. But honestly, it's a good set. I honestly would totally recommend that you go out and buy it. If you can find it at your local Ross, I would totally recommend that you go find it at your local Ross, because if you do find it at your local Ross, you can get it for $15. However, I will leave a link down to another place where you can get Transformers and get your local, or maybe not local, but you can get your Transformers needs. I will leave a link to Planet Toys, a world built by collectors, where you can get all of your Transformers needs, or maybe not all of them, but you can get most of them there. So, anywho, if you do sign up with them, you do get a 10% off discount at checkout, so I would use that. And this is Thomas Fennel 1 saying, do not forget to subscribe to Optination Reviews, Beastman Reviews, Riveted Reviews, Jordy's Rail Videos, Patrick with a Y, iStar552, Bravely GG, and Take Along Productions. I know they all do some amazing work and have some amazing work in the pipelines, and have done some amazing work in the past as well. So, anywho, this is Thomas Fennel 1 saying, don't forget to keep playing with your toys. Don't forget it.